Hi everyone, welcome back to the Always Weird podcast. I'm your host, ARIADNA, and this, my team flyer, is my birthday episode.
Happy birthday!
Thank you. I'm here once again in English version with my husband, Dylan, from
at KPM Dylan at King Po Myers, your host of King Po Myers, all horror-related things. Come check us out.
Exactly. I started this tradition last year because I really fell in love with, I'm an Aries. I journal a lot. I love seeing where I was and where I am and how I grow. So last year, this was a really fun thing to do between my husband and me for the Always Believer. And then I did it in Spanish with Deanna, which we also have her in Spanish. So it's similar questions in Spanish, but just a slight touch, because if you're bilingual or trilingual or if anything of the sort, you know how we just not switch personalities in different languages, but we just express ourselves a little bit differently. But yeah, so it's Go to Fly Wednesday. My birthday is the 14th, and today's technically the 13th, but you know how we do. I am so honored and thankful to have my husband here again, joining us here on The Always Believer. And much like last year, different questions, but he's interviewing me. And it's just going to be first come, first serve, whatever pops on my mind. Welcome to season 3, by the way. This is the first episode as a Go to Fly episode. We do Motivational Mondays. I'm doing a lot of one-to-one talks. I'm doing a lot of TikToks. I am bearing it all this season and this year and the season of my life a lot more. I am really, really speaking my truth a lot more. So I really thank you. I'm thankful for you to be there and hanging with us for 3 seasons, basically, here at The Always Believer. Background noise, as always. We do live in a very busy street. There could be an ambulance. There is, of course, our beautiful Binks at King Po Myers Creatures. But you see him on our feet all the time. Little black cat Binks. So you might hear him in the background. Right now he's just chilling in his little mansion house, so he might just chill for the episode. But still, that's my intro at least. Hi, Dylan.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
You're good? Okay. I miss recording with you. I can't wait to go back to King Po Myers season 3 soon, we hope. Sometime this year, sometime soon.
I miss talking about death.
We miss talking about death. We have a podcast called King Po Myers, like you said, and we're 2 seasons strong. And our second season also included true crime and spiritual stuff. So if you're here, you know I'm spiritual, and we talk a lot about really cool spiritual stuff. But also about Halloween. We talk about Hocus Pocus, one of my favorite movies, and we talk a lot about Halloween stuff. So if that's your realm as well, then please follow us there. And yeah, we just bounce off each other. So
yeah, absolutely.
We missed this, but here we go.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm all yours.
All right. Number 1, what do you like about your life?
Right now. I would assume.
Yes.
Yes. I guess in general.
Not 7 years ago.
Not 7 years ago.
What do you like about your life?
Wow, everything. What I like about my life right now is the fact that I keep making my dreams come true. I feel like we had a rocky couple of years in the States, but not only because it's the States, and we love our European lifestyle, and it goes beyond that. COVID happened and a whole bunch of other stuff, and pandemic and whatnot. We made it back home, and I love that. Our dream is Barcelona is home. It's this space and time. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I love how passionate I am about helping my community and our community and Team Flyer and everything I do with it. I enjoy so much making content that fulfills me, but also reaches people and makes their life better, because I feel like the world needs a lot of that. I like internet. I love my Disney Plus.
I like internet. Good line.
The way that I connect with my Team Flyer, but I love Disney Plus and Netflix.
You don't deserve internet, Jerry.
I I love that I can watch, Moana, whatever, Turning Red, and Coco, and Luca, and Encanto, and then all of a sudden Cheetah Girls as well, and Lizzie McGuire. Like, internet, that's what I like about, like, being able to afford and have that possibility and technology. I love our lifestyle. I miss the European lifestyle. I love that we eat out all the time, healthy and affordable, and just enjoying the moments a lot more, and like living a lot much slower. And yeah, just for me personally, once again, just my way of making my dreams come true and believing and keep going and keep getting back up. And just, I got knocked down again due to health issues that we weren't expecting recently, and still within all that, it's kind of like, okay, we're still getting up, we're still doing the things, we're still making life the best, most positive, like, atmosphere. So I think that's my answer.
Well, like, I think it was Rocky Balboa who said in the movie Rocky Balboa, it's not how hard you get hit, it's how you can keep getting hit and keep moving forward.
Then that's the summary of my life. I feel like I was talking to you about this morning with Miley Cyrus. I do love Miley Cyrus a whole lot, what she stands for, but I wasn't a big Hannah Montana fan because I was too old when Hannah Montana came out. But the song "The Climb" is really important to me. It's kind of like that. It's about the climb. It's about, I know I just compare Rocky Balboa to Miley Cyrus, Hannah Montana, but
two different people.
Very, very different people.
Rocky Balboa.
If you want more of our duo combination, King Po Myers, everyone, because if opposites attract, we are living proof, and we work, and we make it happen.
Miley Cyrus and Rocky Balboa. Okay, we're going on to question number 2. What have you learned? And I guess you can take that anywhere you want to go with it. What have you learned?
In the past year, to stand my ground, to put my boundaries, to put myself first, to like speak my mind, to really legit just post whatever the F I want to post and wear what I want to wear and do what I want to do, and whoever wants to join me will join me on the ride, and if they don't, it's absolutely fine. I feel like I have learned to break generational trauma completely for the first time ever, and broken just relationships that once were tangled me down, like tying me down, not tangled, but like tying me down, to now to an extent of like being truly free and learning from it still. I've just recently started posting like body positive even more so, and lingerie and stuff like that, and stuff that I want to talk more about, and not only through my like health issues with hypothyroidism or body weight or things like that, just showing up like unapologetically myself. So I've learned to put those boundaries down and fill my cup first, and listen to my body. I'm still, I think, learning through that, but I feel like within the past 3 months, I have listened more to my body than I've ever listened to my body before, and it really, really shows. So I feel like a badass. I feel.
Learned a lot.
I did some groundbreaking-ish, without a doubt.
Outstanding. Good stuff. Changing tracks a little bit. Have any new favorite shows, movies, anything along in that genre?
I definitely wanted to bring this one up because so many good generational trauma movies came out this past year. I feel like I need to talk about them more and more and more. Obviously, I'm a huge Disney fan. I have plenty of Disney tattoos. I'll have Pixar soon. I feel like obviously Moana has always been there. Coco has always been there. But recently it would be Luca. It would be Cruella. I absolutely adored Cruella so much. Raya, I think in English. Our beautiful, wonderful Encanto, who shook my world a lot more and just made me cry. And Turning Red made me cry a lot in a good way. I'm learning a lot about that, or through those movies. I feel like they're made for this generation, and they're made for people who really want to see their inner child heal and their teenager self heal and like understand and make the world a better place. So those are movies that I recommend. Soul was fairly new. I mean,
I want to rewatch that.
Yeah,
Soul was awesome.
Soul needs more love. It's like Inside Out. Inside Out has a lot of love, thankfully, and I really appreciate that. I see a lot of TikTok trends with that sound, but Soul needs a lot more love. Onward needs love.
COVID really screwed those movies up.
Yeah. It's like Raya kind of, even though they were nominated, which is good, with Luca and Encanto 1. Encanto, I mean, I was just like entranced by Encanto completely. Dylan bought me for Christmas the Lego house, the Casita Lego house, and I got the toys as well. They probably seen some of my posts and TikToks and stuff like that. And recently Turning Red, I want to say that definitely we both enjoyed that movie so much, and it spoke to us in many different levels. I'm thinking about TV shows. I can't think of any right now apart from like really random ones like Dynasty.
You're missing a big one.
A big movie?
No, big show.
Cougar Town.
No.
As Courtney Cox.
It's new. We still haven't finished it yet. It's on Disney Plus.
Oh, Monsters at Work.
Quality movie.
Oh my god. Monsters at Work is a TV show. If you've seen Monsters Inc. and then if you've seen Monsters University, which I love both, but Monster University just hits home. I can go on for a while with Monster University because it's like, you don't need a degree. You can just follow your heart. You can start from the ground up. Like, you don't need to do what your parents did. Like, it breaks a lot of like grounds. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I don't know right now. I'm just getting excited. And then they did Monsters at Work, and no, we haven't finished it just yet because we're taking our time with it, and it's such a good show. Talking about shows, is he the same voice actor? I have to go back to Superstore. I have to go back to Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Those shows were new to me this year, this past birthday year, around the sun. So I just started watching them, and I fell in love with both of them. They're really good shows with really great characters and really funny stuff that talk about such realness, and just, they're insane. So yeah, with Superstore, he's the same voice actor as Monsters at Work.
Yes, Jonah. I don't know the actor's name, but
yeah, Jonah. And of course we have Rosa Diaz, which is the voice of Encanto, Mirabel, and In the Heights as well, of course. We also have Schitt's Creek, even though it's not completely new. It's like Moana for us. Schitt's Creek is always a show that I want to give a shout out to because it fulfills me. For you're my Halloween babe. What's it called? For Halloween, the Pumpkin King. Who came for Halloween? Someone came for me on Halloween morning.
Yeah. The Great Pumpkin.
The Great Pumpkin. So on Halloween day last year, I woke up with a gift from the Great Pumpkin, and it was the Schitt's Creek book. With all their like fan made stuff and like behind the scenes stuff, and I brought it home with me. It's here in Barcelona, and I adore that book because Schitt's Creek is just makes my whole world a lot better. It's definitely something I recommend. But new like you said, Monsters at Work.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm missing anything else for now. I don't think I am, but maybe, because I don't know.
I mean, the shows that we're watching together are older shows that everyone has seen, but we're watching for the first time. For example, we're watching Scrubs together, which is a good show. We're rewatching Cougar Town, other good show.
That's a really good show. I do love my Courtney Cox. Oh my god, Scream. Once again, that's more to like KPM. I don't know if you guys like love horror by any means. I'm always a believer because I try not to mix those worlds up because I understand. But I'm not a huge horror fan, but Scream really made me happy. You're actually wearing Phantasma right now. You're actually wearing Ghostface, not even on purpose right now. And Courtney Cox just makes the whole damn movie. But I watched Cougar Town years ago, and we were watching Cougar Town again, and that's really fun. And then Scrubs, which is it's a fun show. It's funny, and it goes deep as well. But it's like makes you think.
I love how out of all the horror things that you like, we were talking about Scream on Always Believer.
I know, right? Hey, I talked about Hocus Pocus. We watched Hocus Pocus for my birthday already. We did that. We could talk about birthday celebrations, what we've done around the city later.
We shall. What is the most important hobby or ritual you have every day? Cuddle Binks.
Yes, Cuddle Binks. Cuddle Binks, Cuddle Binks, Cuddle the Binks.
He needs a lot of love.
He does need a lot of love. I give a lot of love back, and vice versa. And Binks is my spirit animal, my what's it called?
Your
guide. What's the name? I can't think of.
Oh,
you know
your
familiar.
Familiar. Damn.
There
yes.
you go. Yeah. Apart from cuddling Binks and all the heels, love myself every day, which I don't know how to involve that into a ritual. I think it involves different things. It involves different habits, I guess, depending on my day-to-day life. I think a lot has shifted in a year. I'm definitely somewhere completely new, not only physically, because I'm in a brand new city, country, and whatnot. My whole life has expanded all over again. I'm back home to a city that I am in love with since day one, and I have so many options. So my day-to-day, love habits, I guess, I don't know. Love habits have shifted a lot, and I feel like it's been anywhere from 5 minutes of journaling to 5 minutes of reading to 5 minutes of taking a selfie of me in lingerie. I feel like, and with that 5 minutes, it could be 2 hours. It literally is. I feel like I'm really striving into putting something in my day that feels like me, so I remember who I am. Very Moana-esque, I know. No matter where I am. I think, actually, something that's very consistent, and Dylan knows very well, my friends know very well, my Ohana knows very well, is I'm very grateful. Mm-hmm. So we do have a daily gratitude moment, either before going to bed, when we wake up, or during the day. We do have daily moments of those as a couple. I ask my friends, usually, what are you grateful for today? Randomly, just text them that. And I do that a lot for myself, from that, sip of coffee, or that walk in the, not the walk in the bus, but that bus ride to work. I mean, I do walk on the bus, obviously, but still.
Simple things.
Simple things in life. So daily gratitude, I think that's definitely probably the biggest one. And then through that, just try to make sure that I stick to routines. I think for me, it's still a little bit challenging at times to put myself first that way, but I'm definitely breaking through that genre, or not genre, but that barrier, thank you. Especially with my health issues, it's that's why I'm grateful, even though I have bad health issues recently, it's forcing me in a good way to be no, Ariadna, you're gonna break down, literally, rebirth, literally, and make sure today you do something for you that makes you happy 110%, and then go through that and make sure that stays a constant in your life.
Good answer. How can I remind myself to keep my magic going? How do you keep your magic going?
How do I keep my magic going? Apart from being grateful, because I just stay grounded in my truth and my presence, and I'm grateful that right now, my current view, right now we still live in a crazy household. We're still a million people in this house. It's still not our place, and it's very frustrating at times, but right now my view is my cat, who's asleep in his little mansion with his hocus pocus, I'm not kidding you, with his little hocus pocus, what's that called? Cauldron. Stuffed animal. And, that keeps him magic. I'm here sitting next to my husband doing these weird podcasts, and he's, has a ghost face shirt on, and I see a lot of myself everywhere, like in our room, and like I feel like it's, even though it's a difficult question to answer, I decorate in a way, or I put things in my life in a way that everywhere I look, there's just an automatic smile, because I know it's 100% me. And it took me a long time to get there. I've moved since I was 6 months old, so for all my life. And for many years, I didn't decorate anything until I was like 20, I don't know, 24, 25 maybe, which is not that long ago, to be honest. And since then, I've made sure to make it like an effort to keep, and I feel like that's part of the magic, because that's how I see, like right now, or like my surroundings. If I'm not home, it's more of the same of like the jewelry I wear, or like the clothes I wear. I'm really into like, I'm not into fashion, but I'm really now into wearing clothes or putting something on that makes me feel more like me. I keep magic alive by watching Disney.
That's a good one.
By, just playing with my inner child and like watching Disney or listening, or like, oh my god, like, not, it doesn't even have to be something kid like Disney, but it could be like, I have a bunch of playlists that I know I sent Dylan and like my best friends, of like manifestation songs that are like really cool, like anything from like Lizzo and Selena Gomez to like legit more into like the high vibration like frequencies. So I do that a lot, like on the bus ride home, or like moments of meditation and things like that throughout my day. So I feel like I keep the magic alive like that. I feel like there's probably more ways to keep magic. I just can't think of. Apart from repeating, being grateful, because it's true though. But like, there must be more. Like,
well, being grateful, I mean, that just opens up like a whole many more doors of how you are grateful. So yeah, we could be here like that. That's a episode or two right there.
That's just the big one. I mean, and it's also like, I don't know, like I keep saying when I look around, like I buy stuff that just makes me happy. That like,
you no longer have the constraints.
Exactly, and I think it goes back to one of your earlier questions and my earlier answers, is like speaking my truth and standing my ground, because I feel like, I know I'm feeling it, and you're probably feeling it too. I feel like every day I'm speaking more and more and more, like grounded and stronger and firmer, and like in my own capacity, in my own power, and that just takes effort, patience, time, love, and trust. But that's also what keeps magic alive, because I know my worth and my value, and I just keep pushing, and pushing, and yeah, and take that damn selfie for myself. I feel like that's huge when it comes to bodies. It's not part of the question precisely, but like, I always get that question a lot of like, how do I have like body confidence? I'm like, I just take the damn selfie. I just do it, and then I'll take it from there. Basically.
Makes sense. Just do it. Nike. You got any new healing rituals for us?
New healing rituals that I've learned this year. I use my cards a lot more recently.
Same.
I feel like I'm very blessed that I found a husband from New England, in the sense of we lived really close to Salem, and Salem is Salem. It's one of our favorite cities, and it's very witchy-like. And I found cards and crystals and jewelry there that really resonated with me. So I bring that with me. So I feel like that's one of my new rituals that I'm doing a lot more. Not to the T, not every day. I don't like obsessing over things, but it is something that flows through me. What I do, sometimes a little bit behind, but what I do that's new since, well, technically I think I started January 1st, 2021, so that's over a year ago by now. But I write in a journal one thing or more than one thing that happened to me that day. So like, I have that tradition going, and it's really nice to look back at those moments and to
That's
be like, oh, like, look, July 25th, whatever. And I did this. I remember we were July 25th last year because it was a very special day because that's where we did the Hocus Pocus tour in Salem. We didn't go on a tour. We just we researched all the places for Hocus Pocus. That's why I remember that date very well. Part of that, it's my sister's birthday. But I remember that, for example. But I think that's kind of new and something interesting. A lot of people that could like benefit from because I feel like that's a nice way. Yeah. I used to do it in a you see me do it like in a little not bucket. It could be a bucket. It could be what's it called, like a jar, like a.
I don't know where you're going with this.
So you write it on a piece of papers. So by the end of the year, by December 31st, you take papers out, and then you're like, oh, this is what I did. So it's like really random.
I like that.
So I did that for a few years, but then I turned it into a journal because since we moved, I'm like, well, this is the most kind of, it sticks with me a lot more in that kind of way. I discovered I really need... I discovered this a long time ago, and I talk a lot this with one of my best girlfriends, Chica, that, like, our mornings are very sacred. So I need that moment of not only waking up slowly, but, like, putting that music on that really resonates with me and just waking up with that high, frequency. So I think it's a mix of all those things combined, if that's fairly new, without overly repeating myself.
I like those. Those are good. I'm going to try that journal one and one thing a day. Then you can look back. I like that. Because
it's like, that's the one, I've showed you this. Like, I can show you this after the episode, of course. And I've taken it with me everywhere. It's the pink one that I have. It's like all over my feed. If you see, like, it's like she believed she could, so she did, or something like that. It's everywhere on my feed, on my TikTok. It's always there. And what I did also, because I started it, like I said, January 1st, 2021. And then by the end of last year, I wrote 10 experiences that I loved of 2021, and then 10 things I want to manifest in 2022. And then I continue from there. So there's some months that I a little bit more, like April, because my birthday month, I write more than one thing a day, because we are usually doing more than one thing a day. But it's like the small things. Like sometimes it's like, oh, I saw a blue butterfly and like I fell in love with it. You know what I mean? Or it doesn't have to be, you know, like, I don't know, I got a new video game, which it could be too, but it's just, it's the small things that kind of just make it all work. And that's a lot of times how I have good memory probably, but also a lot of times where I can just flip back. I'm like, oh, we were here, we were with our friend so-and-so, or we went to whatever the place, and this is how we felt.
I like that.
Thank you.
Let's go on. What made you feel the most alive this past year?
Moving.
I was thinking about that being at where were we? LaGuardia?
LaGuardia Airport? Was it LaGuardia? JFK? No, LaGuardia. I don't know. We
were JFK.
JFK. We were in JFK.
Finally being at the terminal.
Oh, that was a fun. That was. Can we share this story? I would love to share this story.
Sure.
Not the
podcast.
Not the crazy I can't get out of the freaking country like story, because that was very hectic. That's just that's a summary of one of the questions from before, like what I have learned to stand my ground and to like really be grounded in myself and like don't sweat the small stuff. Because the fact that we remained so calm in that moment was freaking insane. Because it was like something about like my thing wasn't paid. It was this wasn't the story. The story was after the terminal. I
was in my special place, trying not to go on a rampage.
But the thing is, we have healed. We're therapy. Like we're doing so much for ourselves individually and as a couple that like. That situation, like, years ago would have cost me so much stress and anxiety that now it's like, oh, it's okay. Let me just continue trying.
I'm so glad you were okay.
But it's like the setbacks that we've had the past 3 months since we landed. It's like there's a lot of mini setbacks. So you're like, oh my God. If you listen to my TikToks, I go, like, because it's a daily, like, TikToks for me now are starting to be more like daily vlogs and, like, more ventings-wise, because I know the podcast just once a week. So I generally, like, try to be a little bit more, even more real than what I am, I guess, or at least a little bit more updated. And all these sorts of setbacks, it's kind of like, okay, we breathe. Things like that, like right now with the roommates and a million other things. But no, going back, as you can hear, you know, the ambulance in the background, as always, as I told that was going to happen. No, the fun story about the terminal that was part of it was we went past the terminal. Binks is a freaking angel on Earth. He is the coolest, the calmest, the sweetest, the most caring, the most cuddlest. We're so blessed. He went through security fine. He didn't meow. He didn't scratch. He was perfect. He was all good. So you live in a city one, you have ambulances in the background.
See, me at JFK, what you're hearing in the background was in my head.
Yeah.
Like, exactly this.
This is what you were like, this is exactly what they were going through. But yeah, so after JFK, after like going through and we checked in and we're sitting down and I'm starving and, we went through like a bunch of things. It was the most sweetest moment ever. It's something that I don't think we've talked about since we landed, I guess. I think for some reason. This man, I love you so much. I was tired and hungry and in pain, and I was taking care of Binks. He was my carry-on, and he needs to be next to me. And Dylan went over to get us pizza and to get us smoothies. I forgot what the name of the place right now. There is a TikTok somewhere there. I did make a TikTok because I love making them and having those memories.
It's the very famous brand.
It's a very famous brand, and if we remember, that's great. If not, that's fine. I'll tag it maybe down below. But it's green. It's a brand. And it was so nice because it was those moments that's like, woof, we made it. You can tell our faces were freaking exhausted. We were going through so much emotional everything. It was such like a euphoric, is that a word? Like euphoric moment of breakthroughs and breakdowns and break everything. I appreciate it because it was a mango smoothie and I love mango and it was so nice, and I remember that moment. And then we have the wonderful, the most adorable, the most amazing, one of my favorite places since I was a child, which was Build-A-Bear. I didn't have the experience when I was a child, so for my birthday last year, actually, a year ago now, it wasn't for my birthday, no, actually, I'm so sorry. We tried, but it was COVID. No, we went for our anniversary. Mm-hmm. So a few months ago, back for our wedding anniversary. Dylan got me a Build-A-Bear experience, and it was without masks because I wanted, the experience a little bit better and nicer and whatnot. And we got Pumpkin, which is a bear, a really cute teddy bear, and we got Eevee. And
the Pokemon Eevee.
The Pokemon Eevee, exactly. And so at the airport, after all the chaos and the stress, I saw a Build-A-Bear machine. And my husband, apart from bringing me pizza and mango smoothies, you brought me a teddy bear, mm-hmm. The rainbow-colored teddy bear that we named Julia after Luca, the movie Luca. And it's that. And I had Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh's always with us. He gave me Winnie the Pooh in Barcelona years ago, so he always travels with us. It's quite a big size. And I have some of the pictures. They're on my feed from a while ago on my personal Instagram. They're probably on my TikTok. This was like 3 months ago by now. And I remember that. So I think that's just the story I wanted to share. Like, make sure that we remember this story in a few years. It was just, I remember more of that than the stress of it all. And the fact that, it was like we did it.
We did it.
So the biggest thing I did for myself was move. The biggest thing I did, the most impactful thing is not only all the groundwork and the shadow work I did from like April to January when we moved, which was a lot of months and a lot to develop and a lot to break down and a lot to deal with. From January to now, which has just been 3 months for me, it has been standing my ground and putting my boundaries up and like just allowing the energy I want in my life only. And that's impactful with the move, with the shadow work, with all the work that I'm doing and everything you guys see. I mean, like I said, I always try to be as real and as truthful as I can be. So yeah, that's part of it. But that's part of the story.
Good story. What is the most memorable thing about you right now?
My
New glasses.
new glasses. I got 2 new glasses finally that are very colorful. Well, one's clear and one's blue. That they make my face and myself feel much better. I would say my consistent happiness among the darkness. I would say just, it might sound cliche, and it's weird because I do have a podcast that we're listening to called The Always Believer, and I do have it tattooed, and I do have a long story. If you guys want to know, if you're new, if you want to hear the story, it is on my bio, but I can go into depth in another episode or so. That I always believe. I don't say it enough. Like, it's weird because it's like, in the sense of, it's my brand, it's who I am, people know me, but like on a daily basis, I'm like, oh shit, you're right, I do always believe. Like, I do always know that there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Absolutely.
So, does that count as an answer?
I think it does.
And the way that I play, I keep saying inner child, but it's true. The way that I play with toys, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. I got Encanto toys. I got Lego toys for Christmas. I got, what did you get me? You got me the Encanto house, and you got me the Winnie the Pooh house. Mm-hmm. The ambulance again. Just saying, yes, queen, basically. I'm being real. Showing up for myself. That's my answer.
We will accept those.
Why, thank you, Mr.
Events that you went to this past year that had an impact on you. So where did you go? What did you experience?
All right. So I love this question because, and I'm going to try to summarize it, because we went, thankfully, because the universe is great and grand and wonderful. We knew from the States we were coming back home to Barcelona, and it was summer last year, and we said, let's do it. Let's make this rock. We know that we're still in a pandemic, but we're going to be safe. We were always safe. And we went to Salem a million times. I did the Hocus Pocus tour a few times, but I did it twice. When I say tour, once again, I didn't go on a tour. I just went to those places. I went in July and then in September, and I took pictures at Danny's house and Max's house, of course, at Allison's house, at the cemetery, at Binks's house, the town hall. We went to Salem for Reyes, for 3 Wise Men, which was really important to me. We got a stuffed animal. That's a black cat named Jinx. So Salem was a big part of it, was a big part of my life story, and I explored so much of it, and I enjoyed so much of it. That's my first thing that I can think of. The concert was pretty freaking amazing. We went to Ricky Martin and Ricky Iglesias concert. I've always loved Ricky Martin since I was a kid. And Iglesias, kind of, I guess. I mean, he's not top of my list, but...
It was actually Enrique Iglesias' concert with Ricky Martin.
Excuse you, it was Ricky Martin and then Enrique Iglesias. Even though Ricky came first, but Ricky, I mean, it's Ricky Martin. It's Ricky Martin. That experience was so fulfilling to me. I love concerts and I love music, and I miss them so much. And I was without words, and I screamed so much. I looked hot as F. I felt so cute and so comfortable in my skin, and we had generally such a good time and such a good experience that it just made my life much better. Halloween, going back to Halloween things, we experienced this is a whole long story that I'm cutting short, but we experienced 3 different Halloweens in the States while we were there, and the last one was very typical neighborly knock on the doors and go trick-or-treating with my little nephew for his first Halloween, even though it was very, very magical. For those Patriots fans or New England fans or football fans, We went to 2 games. I took my husband to 2 games, to the first pre-game of the season, where Mac Jones played for the first time.
Yep.
And then I actually surprised him again for the first game of the season versus the Miami Dolphins. And that was great. That was. I'm not a huge sports fan in that kind of sense, so we're not going to get much into talking about sports by any means. But it was a great experience to have for me, because it's, it's like, I would have been happy even going to a basketball game or something. Like it's something so big and epic, and you're like,
don't take me to basketball, please.
yeah, I won't take you to basketball, but
Never.
it's like, you don't take me to baseball. I can handle football. Football. I mean, I was kind of bored, but. It was fun. The experience itself.
Just being there.
The
crowd.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and then that's also... I love stuffed animals, so we got a little moose stuffed animal. I took you also for Christmas Eve, I took you to NFL Patriots Hall of Fame, which was way more for you than for me, but it was fun. It was fun going on Christmas Eve as well, because there was barely anyone, and it was just really nice. And there's a lot of benches, so I just chilled basically. I'm just like, I'm just here reading, it's fine. But other experiences than those, we did we just at Salem a lot. We did one day at the beach. I finally saw the New England beach for a day, which that was really nice.
The day we went with my sister?
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
I feel like those are the biggest ones, if that makes sense, in the States, because, pandemic. Coming to Barcelona, I mean, by now we've done a lot. We know our city quite well, so we did do the touristic thing, of course, but at the same time we're going to different parts of the neighborhoods and, like, being more local-wise because we're from here. By experiences, I think those are the biggest ones. I might be forgetting one here and there, but that's a good summary.
Damn good summary. 3 words that describe you.
Love.
Good one.
Optimistic.
Mm-hmm.
Magic.
Would you get those tattooed?
Fire. Pure fire and energy, baby. Would I get those tattooed? That's a good question. Wait, those words?
Yeah.
I have infinite love tattooed.
You can have like one of them like on like your wrist. You can always kind of look at them.
I do have infinite love back here on the back of my neck. The infinite love loop, and it says love on it. So I do already have love. What else? What word did I say? I said love, optimistic, and magic. Magic. Maybe some. Well, I don't know if I would get the words tattooed. I would probably get something related to. I want more Disney tattoos. So I want like an Encanto tattoo. And that's magic right there. It's Encanto. Like Coco and stuff like that. So I don't know if the words exactly. I'm really particular on words. I'm not going to talk about tattoos right now because this episode's going to take another hour. But I think those are the words that describe me right now that I can feel from my heart. Spiritual, of course, and real, and just very fiery. I'm just a very fiery person, very energetic. It's hard for me to stand still, so I have to. Luckily, my husband's a Pisces, so he keeps me grounded. Trying to.
One tries.
It's a good win-win.
What are you grateful for?
Everything. I'm thankful for myself.
Most importantly to be thankful for.
I'm so freaking proud, and I'm so thankful for myself for moving on and moving onward and just really speaking my truth at my age. And hey, if you're speaking your truth at a younger age, good for you. If you're speaking your truth at an older age, good for you. As long as you're speaking your truth, go you. I'm thankful for who I am and all the experiences. I can be technically nostalgic sometimes, not as much as Dylan, which I'm happy for.
You're not on my level, man.
No, I'm not, thankfully, because I just can't do it.
Thankfully?
I told you we'd do the real woo. Yeah, I mean, I whatchamacallit, I appreciate all the life journeys that got me here and what comes through with that. I'm thankful for Team Flyer, for my community of people who listen, who are here listening right now, who are just part of my community and my life and leave me comments and words of encouragement. Thanks to you, with thanks to your comments and your likes and your views and your shares and your questions. You're going to make my passion dream come true, and I'm going to be able to reach you more. I'm going to be able to provide more for you. I'm going to make this my job 100% of the time, and I'm grateful for that I'm really working smart and with my heart from me to you to reach to you. So I'm thankful to all my listeners. I'm thankful for, obviously, like I said before, my husband and my binks, my family, for traveling, for being healthy among all the odds of life, and just sticking to like knowing that health is important, for being wealthy, for being abundant and everything, that we have everything we need and more, and the universe always provides. For the people, for friends and the people who are either acquaintances or passengers in my life that make my life more interesting and better because I learn from them. Technology, like I said before, and internet, so I can do what I do best, basically. My stuffed animals, because I freaking adore them. For everything, for breathing, for being here, for always believing, for living in my favorite city in the whole wide world and really believing that I could and making something great out of it.
Damn good things to be grateful for. Where can we find you?
Where can we find me? So obviously here on the Always Weird podcast, we're everywhere. As you already know, we're in Libsyn and YouTube and iTunes and Spotify and Google Podcasts as well. You can find me on Instagram through the Ariadna Redondo, my whole name. Through Always Believer, obviously. TikTok is also under my name, the Ariadna Redondo, the same handle as my IG profile. I do have a store. I have more things coming up with the store. And just, yeah, you can find me literally everywhere and anywhere. I love what I do. I love being more upfront and honest with you. Please leave those comments and shares and likes and just engage, because the more you engage, the more I engage back, and we make this community a little better. As for Dylan and me, where can we find you and me?
King Po Myers.
Exactly. King Po Myers. We also have an Instagram. We have, and the same thing. It's a podcast. It's Libsyn, Spotify, iTunes, Apple. That's iTunes, but the other one, Google, YouTube. And yeah, is that it for my birthday?
Anything else you'd like to say to the people?
Thank you for sharing my birthday episode with me for this almost 50-minute podcast and getting to know me a little bit more. Thank you for your questions and your love and your light. And remember that you are powerful, you are loved, you are worthy, you are so much love and light. And to stand in your power, stand in your ground, have a beautiful rest of your day. And just thank you. Thank you for being who you are. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for showing up the way that you are with me, because I do read your comments. And thank you for allowing me to be 100% myself. And this would be like a super safe zone for the both of us, because that's what the world needs. So cheers to us. Cheers to me and my birthday. And with that, I think we're out.
Cheers, love. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Bye, Team Flyer. See you soon.